Welcome to Meaningful Mondays with the Community Foundation of Middlesex County, where we only know good people who do great things in our community. Whether you are a volunteer, a donor, or a nonprofit organization, each episode of Meaningful Mondays will celebrate you, our friends and neighbors who have a deep passion for and commitment to improving the quality of life for all in Middlesex County. So let's kick off the week with great conversations with remarkable people, businesses, and nonprofits making a difference right in our own backyard. Well, welcome everybody to Meaningful Monday. I have to say that it's always a meaningful day in Middlesex County, but Mondays are particularly special because we get to have wonderful conversations with great people who do great things throughout the county and beyond. And we are honored to have Grant Sanborn, one of the newbie board members, I would say, on the Community Foundation's board. And we're delighted to have that you are sharing some time with us, Grant, and we're delighted to have you on the board. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. So I do have to tell you, in the short time that you've been on the board, truth be told, internally you're called Ambassador Extraordinaire because you really, seriously, you really have embraced the Community Foundation and the work that we do. And then you always come back and say, so I told them to call. And we love that. And it's a matter of just spread the word, tell them to call the Community Foundation. So thank you very much for that.
Very welcome. That's part of being part of a good organization.
Well, thank you. And now let's take a step back, just a small step back. You have done just about everything in your career and now in your volunteer career. So give us a little bit of background, corporate, small business, local, very involved in nonprofits. So start with the corporate and then tell us how you got interested and then go to the small business and we'll take it from there.
Well, I think at a very, very early age, I recognized, when we're children, we're sponges and we're always, whether we know it or not, we're looking around and we're thinking about the people that we see, the opportunities that are in front of us. And I remember from a very, very early age watching my parents be in business and watching other people in the community that I lived in. And I was always looking at the people in business and kind of maybe envious, if you will, of the success that those people had and the ability to put together a product that community would gather around and purchase or buy, and they would be successful. And I kept thinking to myself, I want to be a business person. And when I left college, that's what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to run a business. And when I left college, I had the opportunity to go with a at the time a small retail organization as a management trainee, and I spent a long time there and had a great deal of success. And then from there, I moved into some consulting work, and that really wasn't the cup of tea that I wanted because it wasn't hands-on enough. And then finished my career owning my own business. And I think if I even go back to my corporate days, I was always thinking in the back of my mind, what if this is my own business? How would I change this? How would I do it differently?
Interesting approach. Very interesting. And
so,
what about, they're so different. I've been in the corporate world and then in the nonprofit world, and there are a lot of similarities. But running a small business, I imagine, is very much like running a nonprofit organization. At least we compare it to that. But what about the small business aspect really excited you, besides being the boss?
I think it was when you take something, whether it's an organization like a community foundation or a business, I look at them as kind of the same thing. And you say, how do I always make this better? How can I improve it? Mm-hmm. And in essence, you're bringing in the community to you because you want them to use your product or your services. And you just simply want to involve them and that in essence makes you very successful.
Well, I love the comment about involving the community. And so, because I think that that's what we need now more than ever, but the we forget how important our small businesses are to our community until they're not there, or until, we move to a larger city and we don't have that connection. And I think the small businesses, truth be told, Essex Hardware knows me and knows that I don't know what I'm talking about, but they're always there to help me. So, and I understand that you ran the hardware store in Portland.
I did, and I will tell you that it was probably the best 10 years of my working career. I made, not only did I move a business forward, which I expected I could from what I learned in the corporate world, and I was successful at that, but I made tremendous friends, tremendous acquaintances. And you know what? I think at the core, I like to help people.
Hmm.
And in the hardware business, quite frankly, is I was able to pass on the knowledge of what I knew and what I learned, quite frankly, sometimes from my customers and passed on to other customers. So it was, and then I had the opportunity to help that community. And a lot of times it was financial. Sometimes it was from my time, whether it was giving $250 to the local Little League so they could have T-shirts,
Right.
or the somebody was putting on a Halloween event and they needed extension cords so that they could do this graveyard scene or something. And I would donate that to them because those are the good things that people recognize you for. And I wanted to do it.
And they'll remember you because you were the resource that really helped them get that Halloween parade or Halloween event off the ground, if you will. So always giving back. So I know you and Linda Joe are very good about giving back. So fast forward to a couple of years ago, we had the pleasure of meeting you on our Becky Thatcher cruise. And how did you hear about us and how did you end up being on the Becky Thatcher cruise?
Well, I think probably the way most people get involved with an organization is through other colleagues. And it was through my wife's colleague that invited us to come onto the cruise. And at the time, while I was still involved with some charitable organizations, I was looking for more time as I was retired recently. And I'm looking around at the people and hearing the conversations and having some of the conversations that I saw this as an organization that I at least wanted to explore.
Hmm.
And explore I did and did some research and found that I think this is really something that I could help, but at the same time would benefit me in fulfilling what I wanted to do in the rest of my life.
So, there is a rumor that anybody that gets involved with the community foundation never leaves, and they always have a CFMC tattoo on their wrist. So just know that that's coming, right?
Okay, that's fine.
Just fair warning. So, but what I like about what you've been doing with us is you did jump right in. So you're on our audit committee and then you're on our Janvrin committee. And for those folks who don't understand what the Janvrin committee would be, you and your colleagues on that committee have the most important job in the whole wide world, notwithstanding the audit being very important, but carefully giving the grants away is really what we're all about, and being good stewards of our donors' dollars and the community's endowments. So tell me, was the committee what you thought it would be, or tell me about your experiences?
I think it was pretty much what I expected it to be.
Okay.
Again, I go back to people. When I looked at the community foundation in the beginning, I looked at the people. And I will tell you that I believe some of the success that I've had in life is because of my ability to watch people, evaluate people. Not that I'm judging people, but people that you want to spend time with
Right.
and quality people. And I saw that in the Becky Thatcher cruise, and then I saw that in the Janvrin committee. Um, and I thought that this is a great group of people that's going to be doing some good things. I could learn from them, but I had some knowledge as well that I thought I could pass on and assist that committee.
So again, for those who are listening and watching, if you don't know about our Janburn committee, we had two wonderful sisters who made a major donation to set up this fund, and it's for the birds. They loved the birds, but it's really thinking about the environment, Middlesex County environment, and making sure that we teach and educate the people about the environment, about birds, and then really getting the two-legged friends out there to enjoy and learn about the birds too. And we've had some fun doing that. We do have a good bunch of folks on that committee.
They're a lively group, and it's fun to be part of, but at the same time, they're a knowledgeable group about the environment and about whether it's birds or invasive species and how we can eradicate invasive species and provide the funding and the resources necessary for good people out there doing some good works in helping the environment.
We've had some wonderful grants that we've given, and you talked about the invasive species, which is really, we really need to see how we can tackle that. But I love, and maybe you weren't part of the committee, but we've also given grants to the school system, and the Middletown school system made out of plastic that the kids found this big mural of an orca. And so to make those connections really excites us. It really does. And then we have another grant that we've given for a farm right in the heart of Middletown, if you could believe it. And Thayer and I and Tom Gizzo, one of the other committee members, had the opportunity to go visit that. And it was amazing, just amazing. So is there any other grant maybe that has stood out to you?
I don't know if there's any individual grant, but the ones that I think I found to be really, really important, I'm not going to say the most important, but really, really important, is the ones that educate our children.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are lots of children out there that may not have the opportunity to spend time in the natural environment, and they don't really understand what's going on out there.
Right.
And so whenever we can educate people and take them into the environment where they can actually be hands-on, not only being educated, but be hands-on in helping the environment, whether it be, again, pulling invasive species or cleaning our waterways, anything that helps the environment. But it's the children that I think that, because we want to pass that on and make sure that things keep going.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So switching gears a little bit, so you sit on the audit committee, so you really saw a lot. I think Jennifer does a fabulous job with
Yes.
the audit, very efficient. But that really gives you such a broad view of what we do, how we do it. So my question really is not just about the audit, but is there anything about the Community Foundation that surprised you?
Um, I will tell you that I don't know that it surprised me as much as I expected it, but it rose to another level. And I'll quote somebody as saying that we are a buttoned up organization, or they are a buttoned up organization. And
Hopefully that's a good thing.
it is a very good thing because I, in my business life, and quite frankly, it falls into my personal life as well, I find myself to be very analytical. And that's why I think that I bring something to the table on the audit committee. Um, what I see, even more than what I expected, is a very professional organization, which is something that I want to be part of. And while why I want to be part of it, and I'm proud of it, and that's why I want to be the ambassador for it and talk it up to other people.
Thank you very much. And thanks for the kind words. I didn't ask the question to get those because we have a saying here that we are in a continuous improvement mode all the time. And we know certainly we're not perfect, but we really do. Our motto is let's strive for excellence and not perfection, but someday we'll be perfect, we hope.
I'm not sure about ever reaching perfect, but I certainly do believe in continuous improvement.
Yeah, I do too. So you live in Middlesex County. Are you originally from Middlesex County? We're going to shift a little bit.
Oh no, I'm from a very small town in what's called the Northeast Kingdom in Vermont. And so and when you go back to the environment, if you didn't appreciate the environment growing
Right.
up in a small town in Vermont, you weren't very happy up there. And I had a pretty happy childhood.
That's good. And you live on the other side of the river, so you do cross the bridge every once in a while. The joke is that nobody ever crosses the bridge to get to the other side of the river, but we're glad that you do.
Thank you. That is a joke in the business world as well that
Oh, really?
people want to be on the side of the river. They want to stay on the side of the river. They want to spend their money on that side of the river.
Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? I never thought about that, but it is, I just get a chuckle about it because we cross the river all the time. And
Right.
uh, small town living, so it really appeals to you.
It does. It does. I enjoy the proximity to bigger cities and what that has to offer. And I really always would want to be close to a big city, but I've worked in the big cities and I grew up in a small town. I like to live in a small town.
Well, excuse me. Um, what hobbies do you have? You're a busy guy, and I know you had a lot of conversations on that Becky Thatcher about one hobby. So why don't you share that with with the world?
Well, I do have a few hobbies. I do like to play golf, and I play golf every week. But probably one of my favorite hobbies, and spend quite a bit of time with, is I like classic cars, and I like to be hands-on a little bit with that. Although I know my limitations, but I appreciate the design, the engineering, and I, I think people that appreciate classic cars see it as a combination of art and engineering.
And
And
I would agree with you
that
100%.
appeals. Yeah, that appeals to me.
And one of the last questions that I'll ask, you are very involved and a very involved volunteer. What advice would you give to people about volunteering? And then what's the give back of volunteering in your estimation?
Well, I guess what I would tell people is you're always going to get more than you give because the more you give, the more you get back. And that's just a feeling. It's not monetary. It's not anything that's tangible, but it's a feeling. And the more you're involved, the more you're going to get back, and the better you're going to feel about yourself. And just and that fosters kind of the thing that I think brings people together. And you go back to the word community.
Hmm.
And I guess this is a little bit of an aside or moving forward that you didn't ask this question, but you think about all the things that happen in a community, and many times they're done by charitable organizations. They pull people together. And I don't care if it's a group of 6 people going out and exploring and educating other people on the environment, or it's 2,000 people getting together by a charity sponsored event. That could be a concert that's a charity fundraiser. What I see in those things is a community that comes together, and you see families that maybe haven't seen each other for a while. You see friends and relatives. And I look around at that environment and I think to myself, this is one of the best things that can happen is when you pull people together, and it makes for a stronger community because there's a sense of community there when you're all gathering together um, under one common goal.
And I would agree and thank you. That's always one of the things I ask is what questions should I have asked that I didn't? And you answered that unless you have one more.
No, I just you mentioned being an advocate for the community foundation. In business, we have a terminology we used to use called top of mind.
Hmm.
And whenever your customer, that could be for a service or a product or whatever it is, if they're thinking about something that you provide, you want that customer to have you as top of mind. And I think that all of us that are involved in the community foundation, if we can be advocates of the foundation, and create top of mind awareness in other people, then that will build the organization and just keep growing it forward.
You know, we call that top of mind, but also connecting the dots. If we can connect as many dots as possible within the community, first of all, we're building the community. And then to your point, when you get together and you're all focused on doing some good, think about what we could be in the next 5-10 years.
Right, exactly.
Well, you know what, Grant? What are you looking forward to in the next month or so?
Oh, time with grandchildren, especially.
Good.
Linda and I have the benefit of having 6 children and 10 grandchildren. And every summer we try to get everybody together at least once. It's hard, but there's going to be a lot of family, a lot of good times with that, and we're looking forward to that.
Good. Well, you have a great time with all of those family members. And I thank you so much. Number 1, for thinking about community all the time. Number 2, for being a great ambassador for the Community Foundation. And number 3, for jumping right in as you have and joining and helping us get even better than we think we are, because we are in the continuous improvement mode. So we appreciate that.
Well, it's been my pleasure.
Well, building community, that should be on a t-shirt for you, Grant.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Meaningful Mondays. At the Community Foundation of Middlesex County, we know that philanthropy matters and philanthropy works. Together, we support the arts, education, human services, animal welfare, the environment, heritage enhancements, and so much more by providing services, programs, and grants to our local nonprofits. We invite you to learn more and share your passion with us. Visit us at middlesexcountycf.org or contact us at 860-347-0025. Together we can make great things happen.